Hi Taurus, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who are new, I am Nicole and welcome. It is lovely to have every single one of you. Guys, thank you for being patient. I know I got the North and South Node readings out for Scorpio, Taurus, Aries, and Libra because those are the four signs, right? Could have done them for all, but decided to stick with just those four is what I was kind of called to do. So Taurus, this is going to be your August 2023 reading, and this will be for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well, guys. Everybody alike, discern the messages accordingly as always. And then personal readings are back open and available as well, so you can reach out to me through the description box below or the About section of the page. You'll find that information there, or you can reach out to me via the web at holisticallyzenwv.com, where there's a full list of products and services available to check out on there. So you can do some ordering of the crystals and all the good things that we get in here. So you'll notice the background is different. I am in my studio today rather than at home. So we've got some really cool things happening around town and requires me to be here, which I'm super excited to be a part of. So Taurus, with that, let's get started. I hope you guys are doing well. So Taurus, quickly, as I was doing what I always do before I get started here, Spirit talked about timing and going back in time. To me, what it was a representation of is that if you could go back in time, you would probably have done some things differently. So we're going to see how that plays out in your reading, and we'll just kind of take it from there and see what comes of that, right? So with that, let's go ahead and grab a card from the Sacred Geometry deck, and we'll see what Spirit's got to say, right? Okay. All right, Spirit, collective message for Taurus for August of 2023. And I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. I am in my quietest spot, I think. So we'll see. All right, Taurus. Spirit for Taurus, the sign of Taurus for August 2023. Gaia and discernment. I'm hearing birthing new creations, but this time I also think that you guys are pausing before you take those steps, because I feel like part of that to go back in time is recognizing that what you did or how you did it, Spirit is calling it a catch-22. So you're going to know where that fits at in your world. So again, put the messages where it fits. Crown chakra, and then you've got a lot of purple energy. So that is that crown chakra. It can be purple, gold, or white for purity. It's crown chakra and belief. Spirit is saying believing in a higher power than you. So maybe you only thought about your beliefs, your thoughts in the past, that those were your only truths. This is coming through as a need to recognize what you bring to the table and to be within that. So 7, crown chakra energy. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of light, supports our spiritual connection to the universe, our ability to transmute negative energy into light. I feel like for some of you, there may be a want to of an apology. So either, Taurus, this could be you wanting or feeling the need to apologize for something, or you could be dealing with somebody who needs to reach out and apologize to you. The purple representation to me, and I have a candle sitting over there and it just happened to catch my eye with all the purple, and it is about healing. That card is about healing situations, or the card, the candle is about healing. And so part of this, I feel like it's a need of forgiveness, and you may have been channeling some messages. You're intuitive as well, Taurus. That is a requirement of forgiveness, is what Spirit is giving me. And this belief, the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to Source. So I do feel like Source is coming in. There's that Gaia card again, giving you confirmation about a situation or a person or people in your life that may be requiring some different beliefs, seeing things from a more spiritual perspective, that Spirit is saying that, which is unlike the tangible world. It's not the same, right? So to trust in Spirit, to put faith into Spirit, is to see things very differently than we see them in our physical human existence, right? So, but I do feel like you are coming into some type of enlightenment in regards to the same thing. So it's like this burst of creativity, this burst of understanding, this burst of Spirit is calling it a divine touch. It's like a divine touch 505 on the timer there. So those are significant changes, right? Maybe seeing things differently than you have before. The need. Spirit just keeps reiterating the need to apologize, an oath, and beauty. You may be looking to things like, well, let's see before I open my mouth. All right, Spirit, for the sign of Taurus. Taurus, I'm going to say this to you, very important. I have done readings so far for Sag, Pisces, and Scorpio. And there's 53 or 54 cards in this Wisdom of the Night, or House of Night Oracle. 50 some cards. I've pulled 2 cards from this deck from every sign thus far, you being the 4th one. This message card, for the 4th time, has come out. Individuality message. Again, Spirit is reiterating the need to apologize. You have 1111 here. You may be seeing 1111. 611 just popped up on the timer. Spirit also said that could be your way of communicating, or somebody else's way of communicating with you, if you are seeing this 611. Your choices brought an ending to a cycle, brought an ending to the way Spirit is calling it incorporating other people in your life. So it brought an ending by this way. This individuality is like, you may be feeling right now as if you are standing alone. You do have what feels to me, and it won't be the same for all of you, is a divine being of someone who may have passed over, is supporting you. And it's kind of like you need to go back to the childlike innocence of who you were in time before, is again how Spirit is giving you their words, right? That's how I do it. But it's like sitting back, and it's almost like wanting to be a part of something that you feel like you're missing out on, or something that it almost brings a sense of, I'm going to call it a little bit of an upset for you. I mean, you take a look at her eyes, it's almost like, and I've never really seen this before, it's kind of like she's starting to tear up, okay? And it's kind of like sitting outside of the circle of things, looking in at it and wanting to go in and deliver some sort of message, whether it's a message, whether it's an apology. I'm sticking by the fact it's an apology. And it's like where maybe you realize or felt, or even, again, you may be dealing with somebody, so cross-watcher, this could be for you, that you feel that you made maybe some wrong choices or handled situations in an unhealthy way, or an unspiritual kind of sense. And now it's time to try to step into that and apologize for maybe not being your best self, okay? The other thing I'm going to say to you too is I have an 11 here and a 9. 9 and 11, you invert those, you have 6, 11. I just realized that as well. But I do feel like your energy is open to this idea of this coming together, or trying to like remedy and heal a situation from the past. But I also kind of see you skirting over it a little bit, like not real sure that that's like, you know what you need to do spiritually. You know that there's a need for this communication, this talk, this healing to occur, but yet there's a bit of hesitancy attached to that. And Taurus, I want to say maybe 6 months ago or so, there may have been a point in time that I think I did a reading for you, and it was pretty much kind of like the same idea, that there was something that you wanted to say, or maybe kind of looking at a situation that you were no longer a part of, that you wanted to kind of step back into and say something, do something. So this could be a reoccurring theme from time before, as I talked about in the beginning of the reading, but this could also be about something that's more recent. So for each of you, it's going to be different. So again, place those timelines where they belong in your life. But that's how that feels to me. But it brought upon an ending, and I do think that moving forward, there's the healer of the ages. We're talking about healing. There it is. Again, I'm hearing asking for forgiveness, kind of trying to step into a confident space that you understand that this could create fire in a sense. It could be good fire, it could be bad fire, depending on how your message is taken, how your message is relayed to another person. I talked about that hesitancy, right? Here you go. there's that crown. You guys got a shit ton of crown energy, that divine connection. It's almost like you're being pushed by spirit to step into this, because it's going to bring about, you know, it's almost like a sense of closure is kind of how this feels to me. But the guard and the gate is that hesitancy that all tied up is, what do I do? How do I break myself free from this? And it's like you recognize by the spirit communication that you've been bound by decisions from the past. This here is that garden and that gate of, okay, I'm going to break loose and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch and I'm going to wait and decide how it is I'm going to make my move, is how this feels. But I feel like spirit is inviting you to step into that. And they're also saying that for some of you, this is going to be about self-forgiveness too. It's not going to be just necessarily an apology to a specific person as much as it is going to be an apology to yourself for maybe the way you've done things, how you've treated yourself, if you haven't used your body as a temple space, how it is that you're going to be able to change that up as well. So remember, it's not always going to be about another person. It's also going to be about you at the end of the day. So in the present moment right now, what are we dealing with here, spirit? Spirit. Oh. Train, guys, train. All right, we have the world. Give me 1 second. Okay, Taurus, so sorry about that. So anyhow, moving on. Like I said, it's a little bit noisier here, so I didn't want to disrupt the reading. But okay, so we ended up in the present energy, an 11. I was going to say it's an 11. It's 29. It breaks down to an 11, which breaks down to a 2, right? But those 11s are very imperative in the spiritual community, correct? So there it is. 29. I do think that you're looking towards the light. I do think that you're looking into a more positive way of observing things, taking in that knowledge of the last cycle, because, you know, Taurus, we had closed out one cycle, we are opening up a new one, and it can be very beautiful, right? But it's also like there's still parts of these situations that may feel hidden from you, or you're not sure what to expect on the other side of this communication, or this healing that needs to take place, whether it's just within you or within you and somebody else. But I do think you're trying to be strategic on how you handle this, because again, I kind of feel like this could go either way depending on the situation itself. And again, everybody's situation is going to be different. So, all right, Spirit, one more card for Taurus. Future energy for Taurus. Appreciation. Taurus, Scorpio got the same stinking card in that same exact spot. And they were also dealing with the Strength card. And there was some pain attached to that and walking away. And I think at some point, if you are dealing with a Scorpio as well, there may have been a little bit of disappointment, some hurt, some pain that lingered through that. And then it's finding the strength and the courage to overcome the pain and the hurt of a situation surrounding, you know, it doesn't have to be a Scorpio. You also have Leo energy. It could be anybody, right? But these are the prominent signs that are sticking out. I also think about that World card, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, excuse me, Aquarius, and Libra just about spit out of my mouth, so maybe a few of you are dealing with a Libra. But regardless, like, this is requiring a strength within you. It may be kind of like taking a bite of humble pie as well. You may have to harness that courage to move forward. Like I said, you're kind of like skimming over certain things, trying to avoid conversation, avoid certain things. You may not know what to say or how to say what you feel. But there is a need to heal the situation. 222 on the timer as well. There is a need to heal this, and you're going to have to do this differently than I think you have in the past, right? Finding the strength and courage to change the way that you've done things before, because maybe they didn't. Obviously, if you're in this situation where this healing that needs to occur, they didn't go well for a reason, right? So it's also that learning curve for you. Interestingly enough, you look down here, as you can see, the cards are laying there. We have a 51 and a 15. They reflect the energies back and forth. The 29 in the center breaks down to that 11 that I talked about. Again, mirroring energies, right? It comes together. There was a reason that this situation came together the way it did, maybe with a person. Again, this could be with yourself. You're starting to recognize the things within you that have more value than you think they do. Like this lack of confidence too, like I'm getting that there is this lack of confidence across the board, Taurus, and having that confidence to embrace things with open arms and come into situations with open arms. 333 answered prayers. So I will say this to you. If you feel that you need to apologize to somebody, by God, do it. Worst thing they're going to say is, I don't give a shit, and what? So you're still where you were, you made the attempt, you stood in your spiritual stance of knowing that a healing needs to take place. For those of you, maybe you just need to write a letter and burn it, right? Where we'll be in the full moon here in the next, 2 weeks. Do that, whatever it is that works for you. But I also feel that, like, as you start this new cycle, Taurus, you're really being asked to take a higher spiritual approach to anything in the past that you closed out that did not bring a sense of healing or peace to you. And maybe in the past you would just get mad and walk away. Maybe you just went silent and didn't say anything at all. Maybe shit got really crazy. Who knows, right? Every situation, again, will be different. We have so many factors that affect that, how we respond, right? But however it was, you're spiritually being guided to do it very differently. So in the past, if you had ghosted people, maybe it's time to speak up and go, I did this, I went about this the wrong way, and I'm sorry. And 4, 5, 6, elevating, right? Transcending energies here. The need to do this, just do it differently, Taurus, because it's going to bring you peace. And forgiveness too is not about that person. It's also about freeing yourself. But I also feel like there's sorrow attached to this need of communication. And if when you sit and think about it, it makes you feel uncomfortable. You get a spirit saying a lump in your throat, or you are getting teary-eyed like this girl. There's your notice. There is your notice for a change, as I see 55 on the timer. So let's clarify. Spirit is also saying you'll be happy that you did. You'll be happy that you did this communication, you gave this communication. So again, cross watcher, if you've got a Taurus that maybe you weren't straight with, like whatever it is, apologize to them. Tell them how you feel. And again, if they shut you down, they shut you down, but you've made peace. You're relinquishing yourself. The 9 of Wands with the Judgment card. Struggling with those choices, right? Struggling with the balance of those choices in the past. Karma, that judgment is karma. It is, you being judged, or that person being judged for their belief, and the burdens of that choice could be very heavy, could be very difficult for either you or the cross watcher, Taurus. The moon. Taurus, I feel like you're trying to hide parts of yourself. You're trying to hide that emotional side of you with that 2 of Pentacles there. The moon, Cancer energy, Mother of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as well. So you could be dealing with a water sign. Definitely. So in that way, it's almost like karma has come in. You're not sure what to expect. You feel like you may have to defend your emotions. You have to protect yourself. You want to have this new creative, vision, this new creative start to this. But you also have to understand that if you want this process to heal and come to change, there's a need to nurture it. And I think that when it comes to your emotions, Taurus, you're very much in the dark on how to handle those, how to come in a balanced, fair position, because I think this time around. Again, you a cross watcher, flip it, reverse it, whatever. You're going to have to come in almost correctly. Then nothing less than your best, no pressure, right? Is going to cut it. And I don't think you're not 100% clear on your emotions. You may feel as if you need to apologize, but you also, the ego in you may be going, however, they also wronged you, so why should you say I'm sorry if they didn't say they're sorry? But you also have to understand that somebody's got to break the line of communication to apologize. Somebody's got to make that first move. And to me, when I look at this energy from this Healer of the Ages, that yellow is sitting there within the solar plexus energy, the ego, right? So with that, there is the need to let go of the ego, to heal that ego space that says, well, I wasn't the only one who was wrong. Okay, so you weren't the only one who was wrong, but be the bigger person. Be the person that steps up to the plate, because you don't know what kind of healing can transpire from you being willing to take the first steps and get out of the struggle and the strife of how it makes you feel. So this World card for Taurus, please, Spirit. We got the Daughter of Swords, that messenger, right? We talked about that messenger, and there it is again. So the Page of Swords. The World card. You know, you look at this World card, and he is definitely at a distance from the world as he's examining the world around him, essentially. This Page of Swords is, you may feel like this person may be too far, or you may see, excuse me, long distance communication coming in, like waiting for the right timing, waiting for things to come out of the shadows. What I'm hearing from Spirit is, what is it that you're waiting for? I don't know. I think that this waiting, let me get some clarity. What is this waiting about, Spirit? What is this waiting? Five of Cups, to make yourself feel better. Yeah, I think you are. You're trying to make yourself feel better, or maybe hoping that one day you're going to be in what you feel anyhow. It's your perception that you're going to be, you want to come across put together, balanced, stable, abundant, right? Like, you don't want to wait until, it's like wanting to wait till you're out of a place of sorrow, okay? And with that, like, be genuine. What I'm hearing from Spirit is just to be genuine. If that is where you are, like, it doesn't, I think you think that this person's going to look down on you or feel bad. I think whoever this is, especially if you're dealing with with a water sign, Taurus, they are going to appreciate your brutal honesty of who you are. They're going to appreciate the honesty of where it is that you're coming from, rather than you hiding and putting on a facade. And I think that's a big thing, is to drop the facade of they have to see you in a glorious light. I hope that makes sense. I hope what I'm trying to convey is coming through solidly for you. I'm gonna be nosy. I'm gonna be nosy for a change in this regard. Anyhow, I don't get too nosy in that. How will this person respond to Taurus? I just want to say that every time as I'm doing this, 10-10 endings and new beginnings, I just seen, but my eyes keep getting drawn back to that appreciation card. And like I said, I think regardless of what sign you're dealing with, but especially a water sign, I think they would appreciate the value of your truth and honesty. You know, there's the Eight of Cups. How are they going to respond to this from you? Eight of Cups, Ace of Swords. It's like for them, the truth comes out. The Ace of Pentacles. It's a new opportunity of stability. I feel like whatever this is frees the both of you. And then you've got the Magician behind that. It's just good. It's going to take you to be assertive and just be honest. They're going to, it's like whatever this is, it's going to bring some kind of closure to this cycle with you and this person. I think that the cycle itself really in totality has closed out, but yet there's also this need to have truth spoken. And we have Capricorn in retrograde right now, or Pluto with Capricorn in retrograde, and moving into Aquarius, or Jesus, I can't talk. Pluto with Aquarius. There we go, Nicole, get it together, right? It's about the truth coming to light. It's about those secrets being revealed. It's about things opening up. We've got some Neptune energy. We got a lot of different things going on right now. Venus being in retrograde, taking a look at our hurts and our pains and stuff like that. But ultimately, I think even if it does not rekindle friendships or relationships or whatever, it gives closure to where you are. It says the truth. And if you both parties walk away at the end of the day, then you walk away, but you have a sense of peace about the situation, that this will never come back together. Or, you know, now I'm going to say this, and I don't know why this just came out, but you don't have to accept something from somebody who is manipulating a situation in regards to abuse. So Spirit just brought that to my attention. If somebody has really harmed you at the end of the day, like, again, discernment, right? Just use common sense, guys. I don't think you need a lecture on it, but common sense. But I do think that in the overall, it is going to bring you a sense of peace. With the appreciation, we have the Two of Wands and the Chariot. This is going to help give you forward direction, forward movement, because it's like these two paths that, you know, ultimately when you look at this particular Two of Wands, if these sticks continue to go, they're going to eventually cross, right? They're going to cross over. you're that close to getting the freedom of the answers, or the freedom of the guilt, or the freedom of whatever this is, to move on. And that Seven of Pentacles is you're working on it. Like you maybe you've worked on yourself, maybe you've worked on who you were. You know, people always have the ability to change themselves and be, you know, I hate to say better humans, but more evolved spiritual beings, we'll put it that way. Nobody's better than anybody else at the end of the day. But this will give you the forward movement of freedom to make change, because eventually you're gonna cross paths with this person at some point. And when you come into that space, it's probably gonna be awkward if there's this hanging around pain that has been there. 1414 on the timer. I think Scorpio might have had that. There may have been this pain, right, that is lingering, and you're going to eventually cross these paths, and it's going to be that, oh shit, awkward moment of, do I say something? Do I not say something? Do I keep going? Do I stay? Like, what do I do? And then leaving a space going, I should have just said X, Y, and Z. Okay? That's really how this feels to me, Taurus. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys a couple cards of advice. I feel like I've been beating you for a half an hour on advice anyhow. But let's see what else Spirit has to say. Spirit, in regards to this situation for Taurus for the month of August. Spirit is also just saying, you know, it's going to be okay. Like, you know, ease your fears. It's all going to be okay. Advice for Taurus, please, Spirit. Quieting the mind. A merry motive. Two things. When it comes to that merry motive, are you doing this for the right reasons? And if you're following your spiritual guidance and not from the space of ego, then you're in the right space. And I do feel like this message is pretty specific, so discern the parts that stick out for you. But I also think that for others of you, you may feel that this person has some kind of ill intention towards you, or vice versa, however this situation fits for you. You've got to take your mind out of it. Meditate on it if you're not sure. Give yourself some time to rest on it, but don't overthink it. And that's going to be the key thing, is not to overthink this situation, because once you get up in your head, Taurus, then it's a done deal. Like, shit's going to go haywire, right? So, all right, advice for Taurus. A burst of magic. Scorpio had the same card, and they also had a tender embrace. Just going to take those. Same thing, right? So again, I really do think you guys are dealing with a water sign, but again, it won't be the same for everybody. They could just have some major placements in their chart, or Taurus, it may be you that has significant water placements as well. A burst of magic. You are going to have to get, I do feel like you're coming into a creative flow of yourself. You are evolving in your own right, and Spirit is working with you to divinely guide you through opening yourself up, to becoming much more free about the way you move in life, whether that's physically, spiritually, energetically, emotionally. They are working with you. Higher view, 41 breaks down to a 5, 48 breaks down to a 3. This higher view is you are gaining that other perspective, that outside world perspective. I feel like you're being called into a beacon of space, that this vibrational energy is drawing you into something new that will give you the confidence to rely on your own wings rather than the support of other people so much. I don't know why that's coming in. You may come across as, you know, wise and fierce and all of these things, but I think you're going to be able to confidently move forward in your own right. Like, you're moving into I'm going to call it a different dimension, is how this feels with that vibrational frequency that sits on that card. Then bearing fruit, number 3, another 3. And I talked about 333. You think about porcupines. I don't know a lot about porcupines. Porcupines, for some reason, might be really important to you. I don't know why. But that's what I'm getting. There's a porcupine. But you think about it, they're protected. They've got those quills, right? You get too close, they're going to shoot you with them. But this bearing fruit is like you're trying to protect what you've created for yourself in a lot of ways. But I also think that protection has been a lot of false illusions around the self of what you think you have to protect. And I don't know that it's heart space so much as it is just the need to protect yourself. Like, I don't know if you're afraid someone's going to lash out or whatever. In this smoke and mirrors is it's time to let go of the illusion. Plain and simple. It is time to let go of the illusionary energy surrounding a situation. It's time to come clean and stand in that truth of that Ace of Swords. Right, it is. It's a lightning bolt, a clear shot, like this is what is going on. Period. Just to be honest, in the tender embraces, like I think this situation will end up on a higher note than I think you think it will. Okay? It may not be perfect, it may not, I would say do not tie an expectation to it, but just be honest and authentic. Plain and simple. Be honest and authentic and believe in something greater than yourself to see you through it. Very specific, but very important message, Taurus, truly. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys found parts of this video that resonated for you, if not the whole thing. And if not, check your, your sun. Geez, oh, Pete's, your moon, your rising, otherwise, whatever other placements. Taurus, I'm wishing you the very best in August. Not bad energy. I'm going to tell you, you're recognizing the healing. That's a wonderful step. So I'm super happy for you that that's where you are, and keep moving forward through that healing, because it frees you. It frees you up to do other things and to have other experiences. So I think it's great. Healing is what we're here for, right? So good stuff. So Taurus, if you found this video resonated for you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel again if you've not done so. And then you'll see all the other videos from before. Check those out as well. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading to elaborate on your situation specifically, my information is in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. And you can also check me out again at holisticallyzenwv.com. You guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.